Where there's smoke, there's fire, and some like it hot. But if you play with fire, you could get burned. In the world of the Transformers, more than one character can certainly take the heat, as they bear the name Inferno.
You will burn, Maximo! Let me put out their fire for good!
I'd like to thank my patrons and my channel members for your continued support. Consider becoming one, or purchase some merch on my spring store today. Originally released in the Diaclone toy line, the fire truck long ladder type was based on the Mitsubishi Fuso F-Series fire engine. Before even reaching Western markets, a bootleg version of the toy with a blazing Phoenix logo on its chest was sold in South Korea as the Phoenix King in 1984. As told in its accompanying anime, this giant mecha was given life by the power of the Phoenix, and even transformed at one point into its fire engine mode. The ill-received anime was even poorly dubbed into English as Defenders of Space, as it was sold in bargain bins in the US and Europe. Eventually, the Diaclone toy, along with its retool as a truck crane, were officially imported by Hasbro as part of the Transformers toy line in 1985 as Inferno and Grapple, respectively. In his bio, as written by Bob Budiansky, Inferno loves jumping into the middle of a fire, but is easily distracted from performing his job to engage in combat with his energy-dampening beam rifle and missiles that can fire from his forearms. Fully capable in his Earth Fire Truck mode, Inferno can fire a flame-suppressing foam. Incredibly strong in robot mode, his ceramic-plated armored skin can withstand extreme heat. Unfortunately, Inferno is not very mobile in robot mode, and he tends not to follow orders. First appearing in the G1 cartoon episode, The Insecticon Syndrome, Inferno battled alongside his fellow Autobots, attempting to stop the Insecticons from eating the Nova Power Core.
Out of sight, Inferno! You burned the little badges! Caboose!
Like many of the Transformers introduced in Season 2, no explanation was given as to where he came from. The details for that will have to be a discussion for another day.
If you don't mind 2 tons of Inferno sitting on your head plates. Look, you get 10 tons of boulders off my shoulder struts, and I'll get off your noggin.
Voiced by Walker Edmonston, Inferno couldn't resist using his water cannons to put out fires.
I'll probably hate myself in the morning,
or engaging in battle firing missiles at enemy Decepticons.
A near miss deserves a couple of near missiles!
Usually seen alongside his closest friend, the Autobot security officer, Red Alert.
Are you ready, Inferno? Ready, Red Alert! I'm always ready for action!
Inferno was always ready at a moment's notice to use his fire-retardant foam to put out a blaze. The two even helped the Protectobots save a burning village when the Combaticons used the Decepticon space bridge to bring the Earth closer to the sun. Inferno's over-eagerness to help put out a blaze or jump into battle got the best of him in the episode Prime Target, as he was captured by the game hunter Lord Chumley. It also put a wedge between Inferno and Red Alert in their spotlight episode Auto Berserk. When the Decepticons attempted to steal Wheeljack's latest invention, the Negavator, Red Alert asked Inferno to stand guard in the control room. Eager to jump into action, Inferno abandoned his friend to save Optimus Prime.
That put out your fire, huh, Rumble?
As the Decepticons retreated, Rumble fired a missile into the control room, severely injuring Red Alert. Further Decepticon attacks damaged Red Alert's logic circuits as his paranoia got the better of him. When the Decepticons attempted once more to steal the Negavator, Red Alert was trapped inside the bunker once the device exploded. While the flames were too much for the other Autobots, Inferno heroically saved his friend as the two reconciled once more.
With friends like these, real friends, it's easy to be brave.
Inferno joined his fellow Autobots on a mission to Cybertron in the episode The Search for Alpha Trion, where he was reunited with his girlfriend, Firestar.
Firestar, been a long time.
Unfortunately, we didn't see them in action together again, though the BotCon exclusive comics briefly showed Inferno, Red Alert, and Firestar back in Cybertron's past.
I sure miss our rescue missions together, Firestar.
Me too, Inferno.
We're still quite a team, wouldn't you say?
As good as we ever were.
In Transformers the movie, Inferno was slated to have one speaking line in the film, wishing the new Autobot commander luck as Ultra Magnus left for space. This would have explained where Inferno, Blaster, and any other Autobot survivors were, as they remained on Earth to clean up Autobot City. The line was ultimately cut from the finished film, but Walker Edmonston recorded it and his name made it into the credits. With his toy discontinued in 1986, Inferno was completely absent from Season 3, but he did make a cameo appearance in the Japanese exclusive series, The Headmasters. In addition, Inferno's toy was redecoed slightly as the Autobot sniper, Artfire. Sold exclusively in Japan in 1987 with his Target Master partner, Nightstick, Artfire briefly appeared alongside his friend Stepper, also known as Ricochet outside of Japan, in the Headmasters manga. While many of the second wave of Autobots were introduced in the Marvel Comics in 1985, Inferno was initially left absent during the US run. This allowed Inferno to appear in several stories exclusively told in the UK. This included teaming up with Smokescreen to battle the threat of Unicron on the planet of Junk, fighting alongside the Autobot Triple Changers to put out the flames of an alien creature known as the Firebug, and he even joined Springer's new team of wreckers known as the Survivors. Inferno's new Action Master toy and the UK Classics reissue of his original toy led to Inferno finally appearing late in the US comic run and the UK exclusive but out of continuity stories known as Earth Force. Inferno's toy was also re-released in Generation 2 with an additional water squirting cannon. This ensured he had a brief appearance in the G2 comic. Many years later, Inferno played an important role in the Regeneration 1 comic, overheating from the effects caused by Nucleon. While he was unable to control it, Inferno's internal combustion erupted, which saved the Dinobots from Scorponok's Decepticons. Thanks to Grimlock, Inferno was rebuilt into a Nucleon-free body. In the Beast Wars toy line, a brand new character to bear the name Inferno was introduced, transforming into a red fire ant. Instead of a heroic Autobot or Maximal, this evil Predacon infantry commander was originally going to be named Scavenger. First appearing in the cartoon episode Spider's Game, Inferno's ant instincts overrode his logic circuits, as he loyally defended his stasis pod like an ant colony.
Destruction to all who threaten us! The royalty commands it!
Voiced by Jim Burns, Inferno was a cackling terror who enjoyed causing fiery pain to his enemies.
I will destroy you and all your kind!
Loyal to Megatron as if he was an ant queen,
Yes, my queen. Wish she wouldn't call me that.
Inferno quickly climbed the ranks of the Predacons.
You're no match for me! Burn, traitor!
Unfortunately, despite his popularity in the show,
I like you. Yeah.
Inferno's toy quickly became a shelf warmer, leading to ant colonies clogging toy store shelves. As such, his Transmetal toy took on his original name of Scavenger, despite some promotional material still having a stamp stating Inferno on the figure itself. In the cartoon, Inferno was injured by Black Arachnia, causing him to miss out on the Transmetal upgrade. According to an interview with Bob Forward, Hasbro proposed to have Megatron die and be rebuilt into Inferno. Fortunately, this never came into fruition, but it did lead to the two characters temporarily switching heads to show how much of a bad idea it was. Like Waspinator, Inferno was extremely resilient.
Ooh, pain is my friend. Allow me to introduce you to it.
As he could be blown to bits for comedic effect and somehow managed to pull himself back together. In the three-part Season 2 finale, The Agenda, Inferno was originally slated to die in an energon explosion. Despite being clearly vaporized, the showrunners decided against his death, as he rejoined Megatron throughout Season 3.
Your power is useless against the royalty, fool!
However, when Megatron took control of the Decepticon warship, the Nemesis, Inferno, alongside the Fusor Quickstrike, were killed by the ship's powerful fusion cannons. In the Unicron trilogy, many previous Transformers names were slapped onto characters just so that Hasbro could secure their trademarks. This was true in Transformers Armada, as a missile truck minicon named Inferno accompanied the Decepticon Tactician Thrust. However, a new incarnation of the Autobot fire truck was introduced in Transformers Energon. Like many of the Autobots in that series, Inferno had the ability to power link with his teammates, becoming either legs or an upper torso to battle the Decepticons. Voiced by Michael Dangerfield, Inferno was a stoic sharpshooter whose patience led the Autobots to several victories.
I've been at this game for a long time, and if you're willing to take a little direction, I'll make you the best warrior bar none.
However, while guarding Iron Planet, Inferno was captured by the Decepticons. Refusing to give his enemies any information,
I have nothing to say to you.
No.
Inferno was viciously tortured by Megatron in a brutal attempt at forcing the Autobot to be reprogrammed as a Decepticon. Although he was rescued by his fellow Autobots, Inferno battled within himself against the reprogramming. As it began to overtake him, the Autobots tried to help using the power of Energon.
I'll never be a Decepticon!
Inferno realized his only chance to remain an Autobot was to plunge himself into the Autobots' Energon sun, which burned away the Decepticon evil before destroying him. Jetfire somehow managed to retrieve Inferno's spark, and the Autobots revived him in a new body as Roadblock. Transforming into a crane truck similar to Grapple back in G1, Roadblock continued to help the Autobots in the battle against the Decepticons. In the Transformers Universe toy line in 2003, a redeco of Robots in Disguise Prowl was initially intended to be a new version of Red Alert. However, a mix-up of names saw the toy's release as Inferno. An extremely rare story gave this Inferno the backstory of an alternate version of the Beast Wars Predacon revived in a new body. A similar backstory was given to a BotCon exclusive Cybertron scrap metal redeco. Coming full circle, Armada Red Alert was later redecoed as Inferno in the live-action film's toy line. The character appeared in the first movie's prequel comics as an Autobot psychologist who creates programs to help his patients deal with their feelings. Had Transformers Animated continued for a fourth season, the Predacon Inferno would have also made an appearance as one of Black Arachnia's mutant Predacons. Similarly to how Armada Red Alert was made into a female character in Animated, a female live-action Inferno briefly appeared in the Transformers Collectors Club exclusive comics. To differentiate her from the Predacon, she was given the name Flashpoint. The Generation 1 Autobot did not have much in media presence, and his comic book appearances were all but brief. In the IDW comics, Inferno was attending to put out fires at the start of the war. Joining the Autobot cause, Inferno remained nothing more than a background character, slipping into further obscurity as he joined the Lost Light crew. Inferno was even tricked into joining Getaway's mutiny of the ship before falling victim to the Spark Eater virus. The Predacon Inferno also made a cameo appearance with the other Beast Wars characters as agents of Unicron. While the Inferno from Beast Wars has fallen into obscurity over the years, the G1 Autobot has also seen several toys throughout the franchise. The Transformers Universe figure in 2009 transformed into a fire truck based on the Pierce Contender. Inferno received the Masterpiece treatment in 2016, and the Power of the Primes toy line saw a retool of the Protectobot Hotspot sold as Inferno. As a combiner torso, he probably would have served better as the Japanese Fire Chief to combine into Guard City. When Grapple saw a G1-inspired figure in the War for Cybertron trilogy's Earthrise toy line, it came as no surprise when the figure was retooled as an update to the Autobot Inferno. In addition, Inferno was redecoed once again as Artfire as a Generation Selects exclusive with his Battlemaster partner, Nightstick. However, since the War for Cybertron trilogy's Kingdom toy line featured the return of Beast Wars characters into the franchise, many were expecting to see the Predacon pyromaniac ant make his return.
You will be too busy burning to prevent it.
Unfortunately, as of this recording, and probably because of the ant colonies and store shelves back in the original Beast Wars toy line, there seems to be no plans for this Predacon fire ant to receive a new toy.
Whoever has done this thing will burn. Inferno, terrorize!
In addition, neither version of Inferno made their appearance in the War for Cybertron Trilogy's animated series on Netflix. This was certainly a missed opportunity, as it would have given fans a chance to see how Inferno would have put out the fires of Inferno.
That guy's starting to get on my nerves. Hit him with all you've got, Inferno.
But what do you think? Should the various versions of Inferno make their return to more Transformers media? And what is your favorite version of the character? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you like this video, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. I have many more Transformers videos like this coming soon, so stay tuned. And as always, until next time, till all are one.
Say the word, my queen, and he shall burn. Not just yet. And for the last time, stop calling me that. As you command, my...